Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's Eloy from Quailer 100. So here's the update today. Today is April 21st, 2020. I'm trying to get the setup changed up a little bit so it's not as wrinkled in the back. I'm gonna have a monitor, but I can't hook up my other laptop to it. It's been I haven't used it in a while, so I guess it's updating and rebooting. It's just yeah. Anyway, so I was gonna have something up there as I do this update, but I guess good intentions didn't work out. So anyway, so here's the update. Worldwide, the numbers continue to rise. We still have over it's now over 2.5 million have been affected, and may they rest in peace. Nationwide, I think they're still struggling when to open, who can open the areas for the state of California. And this is actually weird because I never used to like Gavin Newsom with him, you know, uh, I guess when he was mayor of San Francisco, he made it a sanctuary city where anybody can go there, whether you're illegal or undocumented, whatever you want to call. And even if you're a criminal, he would. They basically they couldn't touch you, so you became untouchable. So part of the reason why I didn't really like him was there was an incident where a homeless person killed this young girl who was walking on the wharf with her dad, and she was just showing him around, and all of a sudden this homeless guy just shoots the girl, kills her, throws the gun away, and then they couldn't really I don't think they couldn't really prosecute him, and I think he ended up walking out, or I think it didn't really work well for the family of this slain female. Uh, so Gavin Newsom. So what made me change my mind about? Well, I still can't say I really like him, but I like what he's gonna do. He's actually he's gonna form a committee to actually help solve this how California should approach the pandemic as far as opening business, etc., and how to handle business because business is not usual as usual. So he's actually going to have in this committee former governors, which is actually crazy. I think he's got like four or five governors that he actually recruited. One of them was Arnold Schwarzenegger, the recent former governor Jerry Brown. The other one is I think who was it? Gray Davis, and I think Pete Wilson also. So I think it's the four of them. So it's going to be five. So who are going to try and tackle this issue. It's his first time. I think it's his first time being governor, and he was a former mayor. So I have to take my hat off for him doing that. So that's actually good. Yeah. So people are getting restless. Want to go out and about. They want to go ahead and a lot of them want to get out and start going back to work. They want the economy to open up, and I think the statewise, they're going to try and open restaurants soon. So, oh, I forgot to mention about the nation. So, still issues in New York. You don't hear as much. At least I haven't been able to. Union that are actually going to a snippet of news that in a one healthcare system in New York, the nurses will be given a $2,500 bonus and a week off. So that's actually, I think, I'm hoping that's with pay. So yeah, that's that. So we did the international, national, uh, and state. Locally in Los Angeles, we're still exercising the social distancing, but it seems like it's actually a little more lax. So there's so much traffic today. that you would think that it wasn't we weren't on social distancing anymore. Yeah, traffic is a little busier. So my student came uh, to her clinical today. Didn't really have any patients to show her because she came in around lunchtime, and I was already pretty much done with my day, even though I'm covering for another provider. But pretty much I showed her, what we've been doing, which is telephone visits and actually video telehealth. Um, and she was telling me that she was actually, so she's a nurse practitioner student, and she's in her second year. So she's going to graduate in June. And she is actually, she tells me that when she showed up for work Monday, I think this was last week. Uh, was it Monday? Oh, today's only Tuesday. That she actually, yeah, it was last week. That she actually she works usually on the like medical surgery. Actually, she works in recovery. I think that's what she said. So she doesn't really do a lot of patient care. She hasn't really done much, and she hasn't done critical care in like 3 years. So all of a sudden, she finds herself thrusted into the ICU. So she thought she was just going to help out the ICU nurse. She said that when she went there, she was given you know uh, uh, a patient and to follow up on the patient, and I guess the other nurse was stressed out, so now my student's stressed out, so they have to do she was given IV drips and other medications, and which she was just kind of stressed out about, and I guess her her supervisor visited her, and she was asking how she's doing, and my student said that she wasn't doing too well because this is kind of like uh, she hasn't done this in a while, and she was saying that they actually had the opportunity to have an in service for like 2 days, but her supervisor pulled her out of that, so she didn't even get to get an orientation. So she said by the second day, and she was actually things got a little better between her and the nurse, and she said that yeah, it was just a lot of COVID patients. So yeah, people that are actually non-critical care nurses are being thrusted into critical care. So I asked about equipment. She says they have plenty of equipment. As a matter of fact, every time they go in and out of rooms, that they actually are able to change the mask and gowns. And she actually had pictures of it. And from the looks of it, it looks like everything she was covered up, except the thing that she forgot was her neck. So her neck was exposed. And I told her, be sure your neck is covered as well as your head. Luckily, she had a head cover, so she's gonna probably try and do that, just kind of get covered up. So I asked her, I said, well, now that you're working ICU, are you getting any differential? She says no. So she gets the same pay. So that's kind of where she works for county, actually, LA County. If you know anything about the LA County system, the healthcare system they're pretty busy. That's that. I'll be doing screening in about 2 days on Thursday, and that we haven't really been seeing that many patients. Uh, Turns out, that they're going to do more testing in the LA County area. So it used to be the ones that were vulnerable. Now it's gone down to those anybody who want to get tested. And they're also opening up a lot of antibody testing. They check for IgM and IgG. I actually checked out on that, and I think I mentioned in previous videos that I went to this place. It's an urgent care, and they charge $125, and they'll check your antibodies. I don't know how sensitive or reliable it is, but I kind of held off. So they're actually thinking that the numbers in LA may be about need to be about 55% higher, because they think that a lot of people have actually been infected and are walking around with it. And maybe some people are spreading it. Some people might have the antibodies already. Speaking of the COVID, so they're saying that, and this came from so fecal oral. So that means it's the same thing as like yeah. So it actually along that lines is that actually they're thinking that maybe farts may actually be a way of spreading the COVID. So I guess what happened is that some people who were infected with the COVID who tested negative by oropharynx or nasopharynx route with a swab, and they get tested, and their stools are tested, and they end up being positive. So dangerous farts. Be careful. I hope that doesn't cause any panic. But yeah, as far as vertical transmission from child, mother to child, in utero through the placenta, there's still questionable, and whether it is transferred through the breast milk is there's no information, and whether the child being present, so that's kind of where we're at. So that's pretty much the update today. The video's going in and out, so I guess this is a good time to just cut it off, and hopefully tomorrow I can have videos in the back if I can get this other laptop going, which has been dead for a while. So that's the update for tonight. So be safe. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.